Hello, welcome to Pilates Matwork. And today we're going to do what I call an old style Mary class. So prior to COVID, when I was teaching Matwork a lot in person, it was very, very common to me, not just to teach with props, as you know, I love to do, but with Matwork, I would teach often with both a ring and a band. So we're going to have an old school Mary practice in class today with both a ring and a band. The band, I'm using a medium resistance band here, but you can certainly use a light or a heavy, depending on your body's needs and your desired challenge. And then, as always, if you need something for lumbar cushion, for some roll ups and roll downs that we're going to do, have a hand towel, a little mat, something like that for you to use. And you can bring in anything you need for any kind of knee cushion at any time. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start seated. And I've got my band in front of me. We're going to use that here in just a moment. So as you find a seat, for right now, find a seat that is best for you to sit in where you're relatively comfortable. So that might be crisscross applesauce. It might be, legs out to the side, wherever it is you're comfortable to go. And finding a tall seat, so ears, shoulders, and hips are in this alignment as best as you can. And you want to keep the natural curvature of the low back. And eyes can be open or closed, and just notice for a moment. And now try to zip up to that center line. So you want to zip up and in from the pubic bone to behind the navel, belly button into the spine, but not so deep, not so tight that you can't breathe and move with ease. And we want to try to keep that connection through our practice. You can even place the hands on the low rib cage. As you inhale, see if you can expand that rib cage. And exhale, releasing. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. Inhale, expand. And exhale. Good. So you really want that just on it, the exhale, and engage the core muscles just a little bit more. Let's take this into some neck stretches here. I'm going to take the chin to the chest. And just letting gravity give me that stretch down there. Now, that being said, if you need more, you want more than what this is giving you, and it's okay for you, you can take your hands to the curved part of the skull, the occiput, just letting the elbows come in, and just let gravity of your hands being there give you that extra stretch. This will not be appropriate for everyone. So if you've already got a neck issue, probably wouldn't do this one, but we can certainly deepen it a little bit for those of you that want and need it. And we'll gently release, and we'll take the head back up to center. We're going to take the left ear to the left shoulder, keeping both shoulders down. And you can walk this opposite arm kind of out, or just reach it out, just kind of intensifying that a little bit. You can also take the other hand, resting it right above the ear. It's no pulling or tugging, it's just resting there. We'll gently come back. We'll take that to the other side. Right ear, right shoulder, both shoulders down. You can walk out or reach that opposite arm out, intensifying. Maybe the other hand comes up. Just rest there. And then when you're ready, we'll gently release and come back to center. Keeping your chest and your shoulders forward, just look to the left and center and look to the right. Good. Big inhale and we'll reach. Let's take a nice side bend towards the left. You keep that top arm nice and long versus bending that at the elbow. You'll get a deeper connection down that side. And then from here, choosing staying here, coming out. Maybe you choose to side bend deeper. Maybe you choose to take it to the back, or maybe a C curve roll, forehead in the direction of that knee, but not touching. Inhale and open, and coming back, taking that to the other side, reaching over. Good. You can stay here. You can side bend deeper. You can open to the back or find the C-curve roll. And notice at least here, it's okay if you need to do something different on each side. And opening up, moving through center, reach, 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 a gentle rotation towards the left, taking the hands down, rolling shoulders back as you look behind you, breathing and expanding through that rib cage. And then coming up, moving through center, other side, rolling the shoulders back, looking a little bit more behind you, breathing and expanding. And then coming up and coming back to center. Good. So go ahead, grab your band, and we're going to do some little roll downs here. So we're going to use the band just to get a little bit more of a connection point. So I've got my band folded in half, and I'm going to thread that band between my pointer and my thumb, and I'm going to sit up nice and tall, and these are bent. Good. I'm going to have a little bit of pressure out to the side and really reaching here. And I'm just going to let that band just lightly rest, lightly touch my shin. Now from here, I'm going to peel off an imaginary wall. I'm going to scoop in. That band is going to reach. My shoulders are going to reach, reach. Going to where you can go. And then starting from the tailbone, I'm going to reach. Coming all the way back up to that tall spine. And we'll go again. Rolling. Good. Reaching. Good. So this is number 2. Inhale. Exhale. Round and roll. Good. Reaching. Coming back up. Good. Number 3. And we'll take that into 4. Good. You're still drawing up and in from the pubic bone behind the navel. Look at that nice center line engaged. And coming all the way back up. Let's do 5. Rounding. And so I'm starting to really feel this in my abdominals now because I'm doing this nice and slow because I want to feel this in the back as well as the front. And here's last one, number 6. Reaching. And sliding all the way back up. Good. Just let the shoulders relax here for a moment. Good. We'll take some shoulder openers here. So I'm going to undo that fold. I'm still going to thread between the pointer and the thumb. Maybe equal slack, kind of off each side here. And I went a little bit wider than shoulder width apart here. I'm just going to reach up. Good. Maybe I come back a little bit. Now I don't want to pop the chest forward. I want to use that core control. I'm going to move forward and back here. And you can take this, to your range, which might be all the way back to the top of the hips, maybe not so far. You want long arms as you do this movement. So if you can't take the arms back without them bending, take a wider grip on the band. Good. Now, I've got full range of motion here. It can come all the way to the back of the hip, but my maximum stretch is actually right about here. So come to your maximum stretch and hold that. Breathing and expanding. And then gently, we'll take that back forward. So I'm going to put this to the side for a moment. We're going to come to all fours. So I'm going to spread the fingers nice and wide here. Knees are going to come about hip width apart. Tops of the feet are down. If you've got a cranky low back, maybe take it the knees a little bit wider. But I'm going to spread my fingers here, reading through the pinky, pointer, and thumb. Good. I'm protracted. I'm zipped up through that front body. Inhale, chest rocks forward, pelvis tilts backwards, nice cow pose. Exhale, round, looking towards the thighs, mad cat pose. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And one more time. Inhale, cow. and exhale, cat. And then from here, if you need to just come back for a moment, kind of find that little stretch, that little bit of a break. We're going to take this into some opposite arm, opposite leg. So I'm going to come forward. I'll start with the left leg today, pressing back. Good. So as I press back through the heel, I'm pressing evenly into the big toe and pinky toe mound. I'm still protracted here with the shoulders. I'm going to let that left hip drop slightly just so the pelvis is more even. I'm just going to get a nice stretch on the back side of that leg. Good. Pushing with that back foot, I'm going to come forward. Maybe lift a little bit, maybe lift a lot. You just don't want to do this dip here. So you want to be nice and supported. Good. Right arm's going to come forward. Good. So what we're going to do here, and you're welcome to just stay in the balance, we're going to tap, lift, round, and lengthen. Tap, lift, round, lengthen. One more. Tap, lift, round, lengthen. Let's do 4. Nice even number. Tap, lift, round, and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And take that down. Come back decompressed. And we'll take that all into the other side. Good. So coming back to all fours, right foot's going to come back, pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mound, getting that stretch, letting that right hip drop ever so slightly. Breathing and expanding. Good. Now pushing with that back foot to come forward. Good. Find the lift that's appropriate. Left arm's going to come forward. We're protracted. And here we go. We're going to tap, squeeze and lift, round, and extend. Tap, squeeze and lift, round, extend, tap, squeeze and lift, round, extend. Last one. Tap, squeeze and lift, round, extend. Taking that down, little child's pose. And the way that's best for your body, go ahead and come onto your back here, onto the back. And while you come to the back, or before you come to the back, grab your ring, bring your ring with you. I'll take my hair clip out here. And then once you come back, take a moment. If you need to, fiddle with your clothes or what have you, you do that if you're comfortable. Feet are going to come as wide as the mat here for a moment. We're zipped up and in, and let the knees gently come side to side. Now, you want this to be slow enough to where this feels like an abdominal exercise when you're bringing your knees back into center. So if you're going too fast, it's really hard to tap in and feel that. And we'll come back center here. We'll bring the feet and legs back into hip width apart. So going into some pelvic rocking. I'm zipping up from the pubic bone behind the navel. My belly button has dropped down to the spine. I'm just going to rock forward. So I'm getting a little bit more of a space, a little bit more of an arch, but not so much that it causes pain. And then exhale, I'm rocking back, closing spaces, but again, not so much that it causes pain or discomfort. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now, in the beginning, it's really hard to not squeeze the glutes and not press through the feet. But as you become more comfortable with this movement and stronger in the core, you're less reliant on compensating those muscles. Make sure your tailbone still stays on the floor the whole time. Good. And just rock, 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 side to side. You need to take the knees into the chest for a moment and rock, rock, side to side. Give yourself what it needs. And when ready, we will take this down. We're going to grab our strap. So we're going to use, not strap, we're going to grab our ring. We're going to use this for a little bit more intensity with some chest lifts here. So we're going to start with the feet on the floor. And I'm going to reach up. Good. And 2 times, I'm going to press into my ring with long arms. We're pressing from the shoulder, not from the elbows. Zipping up through the front body here. 1, 2. Inhale, exhale. So 1, 2. And taking that back down. We go again. Inhale. And taking that down. Good. Now we're going to come up and go to the right. Inhale, exhale. Go to the right. Good. Maybe we rotate. Maybe we go a little bit more. Maybe we can take the ends back even and coming back to start and coming back down. We'll take that to the other side, up and to left. And maybe we rotate. Good. I don't have as much range of motion on this side than the other side. So go to your range of motion. Coming back and back down. Coming up and again to the right. And maybe just driving. Maybe turning that steering wheel. And then undoing. Coming back down. Up and to the left. And again, driving. Going to your range of motion. I'm a little bit more open now. I can do that. Good. And coming back and coming down. Good. Release that ring for a moment. We're going to hundreds here without that ring, So zipping up nice and tight, feet can stay on the floor, tabletop leg, or anywhere along the diagonal line continuum, or even straight up in the air. And I think that's the one that I'm going to do today. So from here, good, arms are up, zipping up, big inhale, exhale, find the C curve if you're using it. Arms are long and strong at your side. Relax the shoulders, start pumping. And we inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, lift the chest higher, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, reach deeper, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, hold. Lift the chest higher, reach deeper through the arms. And take that down. Good. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle side to side. We'll take the head and neck from side to side. Let's come into a little bit of bridge work. So for my bridge work today, I'm going to slip my leg through my ring, and I'm going to bring my ring up over the knees. Now, some of you may not be able to do that. You might need to be right below the knees. There's nothing wrong with that. Just be mindful wherever you're going here. You're doing a light press into the ring, and that pressure comes from the hips, not from the knees. So from here, I'm going to draw up and in, rolling shoulders back, pressing into the arms, the shoulders, and the feet. Little pressure into that ring, rolling up bone by bone, coming up here, lifting up through the chest, and then gently rolling that down. Now, if the ring is too intense or you just don't like it, you can always get rid of it. We're going to do that again. We're going to add on. So rocking it back, good, pressing through the arms, the shoulders, lifting up through the chest. And while you're up here, little pulses into that ring. We've got 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower that down. Good. And again, little pulses into that ring. 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it up. Good. Finding it. Find a nice strong bridge. Press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower that down. Good. 5 count this time on the down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring the knees in, remove the ring, and rock, 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 side to side. Let's go into a little bit of a twist here before we go into some leg stretches. So knees in tabletop, arms out to the side, just letting those knees come all the way over to right, trying to keep left shoulder grounded as you look to the left. Breathe and expand. Nothing like a good twist to get into a lot of different places. When you're ready, head back to center, one leg at a time, or use your abdominals to bring everything back center. And take the knees over to the left, keeping the right shoulder grounded, looking to the right, breathing and expanding. And then once you're ready, we'll take that back to center. Good. And bringing the feet down. We're going to come back to the band now. So from here, we're going to go through some stretches in the circles. So I'm going to take my right foot in the center part of that band, and I want equal part band off the sides here. And I want a nice flat band here, so we don't want it to be bunched up. We don't want it to roll, snap, hit us in the face. And remember, this is a stretchy band, so you don't have to have a really tight choke hold on it. I'm going to pull my elbows all the way down to the floor here for the stretch. The other leg can be bent or extended long, depending on what's best for you. I'm just going to gently bring this leg in. Good. If I point my toes towards the face, I'm going to get a deeper stretch down the back of that leg, keeping a micro bend in that knee. I still want that center line engaged here as you breathe. We want to protect the SI joint of the low back. It's a little vulnerable when we do this series. So that front line engagement helps protect. And we'll gently release. Good. Both pieces of the strap into the right hand, both hips, both shoulders stay on the floor. Gonna let that leg come out to the side. Now for this one, you might want to choke up a little bit more here. Kind of wiggle around, find your best stretch. If your left hip is popping up here, your right leg is too far to the right. Also be mindful of that other knee. I just caught myself letting it kind of come out to the side. That knee, you want to try to keep it in line with the hip. Bring it up. And we'll come back. I'm going to lengthen that leg now. Good. I'm just going to switch out my hands. I'm going to arc this leg over. I'm going to move that leg forward and back here. And we're just going to keep the 45 degrees for this one. You can have a bend in the knees. That feels better. Kind of move the foot around from the ankle. You'll find different and interesting stretches. Maybe some extra special ones. You never know. And then from here, we'll come back. So what the band's going to do as we prepare for circles, it's going to give you a little bit more resistance, a little bit more of a core challenge here. So remember, your leg circles is a sneaky core challenge because you're trying to keep control of the leg's not in control of you. And for this one, we're going to keep both hips on the floor. So I'm just going to gently pull this down here so my elbows are anchored. Good. And then from here, good. Now I'm going to go into some larger circles, but certainly take some smaller ones if that's where you are, and go at the range of motion that you need to go. Be mindful if you feel any like connective tissue popping around at the hip crease, you want to make a smaller range of motion there. We don't want to work through that. The belly button is in. Good. And the next time we come up, we will reverse that circle. Good. I hope you were counting because I wasn't, I was talking. So I'm going to hope I get the same number here. Good. There's all kinds of jokes out there that Pilates instructors are the worst counters. And for me, at least, that tends to certainly be true. Good. And we'll do one more here. Good. And then once you are ready, we will switch this out. So I'm going to just do a mid-air switcheroo with my feet. I'm going to switch out my right for my left. Again, making sure that that band is nice and flat. Good. And for this one, good, you can just pull down. The other knee can be bent. We're just gently bring that leg in towards the face, keeping a micro bend in the knee. The more you point the toes towards the face, the deeper the stretch you'll find in the back side of that leg. Breathing. You still got that front body zipped up here. Good. Release both pieces of the strap into the left hand. Good. You can take a little bit of a higher grip here. Both hips, both shoulders are going to stay grounded. As you take that left leg out to the left, wiggle around, find your best spot. Right hip stays anchored. If it causes you to pop up like this, you're too far out to the left. You need to lift up a little bit higher. Again, this knee, if it's bent, should stay in line with the hip. Try not to let it fall out or fall in. Breathing through the stretch always. Never hold your breath in a stretch. We'll come up. We'll switch out the hands. Good. We'll find a 45-degree arc and then just move that leg forward and back so you find your best stretch. And then from there, you can move the foot around, finding more interesting and special stretches. And when ready, good, we're going to come back up. Good. We're going to pull this down here. Good. So with that nice tight connection, zip up from the pubic bone behind the navel. Good. Take this circle size where you're in control. So I'm going to say that this is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And reversing that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. And once ready, we'll remove the band. I'll place that to the side. Bring the knees into the chest here. We're going to go into some of the series of 5, well, not the whole series, but we're going to start with single leg stretch. Single leg stretch. So knees are in tabletop. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to start with my right knee in. I'm really pulling the knee in as I'm reaching the other leg long. Hips stay even, no rocking. And here we go. And 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And bring that down. Single straight leg stretch. Legs come up. And we'll start on the right side again. Reach up as high as you're able. So if you're not able to reach up as high as me, that's okay. Only pulse the leg that you're holding on to, not the other leg. And here we go. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. And 3. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 4. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 5. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 6. Pulse, 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 switch. You got it. Pulse, pulse, switch. And pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. Last one. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. And take that down and rock, rock side to side. Going into double leg stretch, double leg stretch. For me, I want a little bit more connection. So I'm going to do this from a Pilates V stance, meaning my heels are together, knees are shoulder width apart. I've got a fist width between the 2 big toes. So when I take my legs long, everything is going to zip up together here. You can also do this in parallel. That will be easier. Starting with knees in, exhale to come up. And here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 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 Last one. Inhale. And come down. Good. Rock, 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 side to side. Let's take this into rolling like a ball as we come up to a seat. You can always roll over to your side and come up to a seat as well. Good. I am going to keep my legs together here, coming up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to challenge myself. Can I keep that balance? And take it down. Good. So coming to a seat here, and we're going to come back to the ring, and we're just going to do some kneeling work here, kneeling work. So, but this can also be done in a seat. I'm just kind of, this was not part of my plan, but I think it just works really well right now. So you can also do this from a seat perspective. But we're going to take this here. Good. And my knees are about hip width apart. They can be a little bit wider if you need a little bit more stability. I'm going to bring my ring in here. Good. Elbows are out to the side. I'm zipped up, and we're going to use that core as we press in here. We're going to go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reaching it forward. So I've still got a little micro bend in the elbows here. As you can see, they're not locked. Good. This is action from the shoulder. We're getting under those armpits now. And here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking it into halo. Good. Elbows out the side. And we're going to go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Taking this down. So this is a little bit harder. If you're seated and can't come onto your knees today, your version of this is going to be just, you're going to kind of take your ring here and just press down, just like that. Those of you that are up on your knees, you're going to take your ring right at kind of the meaty part here. So you don't want to be up on the bone or up in the ribs here, or you don't want to be down in the joint. So you just want that little padded part. Good. And we'll come here. Also try not to do this wrappy thing with the wrist. We want it to be nice and long as best as we can. Drawing up and in, you're engaging that core as you exhale and press. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. While on the side, you're going to take this ring right up above here. This is going to do a little bit of biceps. You want to make sure this ring is nice and vertical. We never, ever, ever want to do this to our neck. You've got a big vein, you've got big artery. We don't want that. So we want to be nice and vertical. And we're only going to do 4 of these because we've got more biceps coming. So 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We'll just move right over to the other side here. And what's ready? 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll take this back to that little meaty, that little patty part here. Okay, zipping up nice and tight, and we'll go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We really will come to a seat now. I'm going to put this thing to the side. We're going to come into saw here, saw work. So for this first one, I'm going to, actually, you know what? Let's use the band in here with this series. Let's use band. So I'm going to take my band. And again, I want kind of equal parts hanging off to the side, threading through the pointer and the thumb. Good. If you're not on a mat, you want to be a little bit wider than hip width apart. My heels are mat width apart here. I'm zipping up nice and tall. I'm going to reach. I've got just a little bit of tension in that band. And then I'm going to peel off an imaginary wall. I'm going to nod the chin, scooping in, reaching, reaching, reaching. I've got that tension going with the band. Reach, reach, reach. And then starting from the tailbone, I'm going to stack, stack, stack. Coming all the way back up. Good. Okay, so we'll do that again. We're going to reach, nod, scoop, scoop, scoop. Knees can have a micro bend in them. Reach, reach, reach. Okay. And stack, stack, stack. Relaxing those shoulders. I always have to remind myself to do that. I have a tendency to let my shoulders creep up by the ears. We'll go again. And scoop, scoop, scoop. Reach, reach, reach. And stack, stack, stack. One more time. And reach. And scoop. And out. And coming back up. Good. From here, we're going to take a wider grip. We're going to take this into a side bend. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to come down, anchoring, reach, reach, reach. So I'm getting a nice core connection here on that other side. Both hips stay grounded. Moving through center using the abs. So we'll take that to the other side. I reach them away. Coming over. Now trying to keep shoulders and hips in alignment here. And then coming up. And we'll take that to the other side. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And coming up and other side. And coming up, coming down. So there's not going to be any big tugging here. You just want enough to where you're not dipping your band in the center. But we're going to rotate this. So big inhale, good, to the left. Exhale, exhale, and center. To the right. Exhale, exhale, center, left. Exhale, exhale, center, right. Exhale, exhale, center. Rolling the shoulders back, we'll prepare for saw. So from here, when we're ready, we're going to rotate towards the left. Left hand comes down. We're going to reach, reach, reach. We're going to come back. Watch your neck and throat. Coming back, coming forward, and lifting and back to center. And to the right. Back hand comes down. Reach, reach, reach. Press all that pinky toe off with the pinky finger. Coming back. Strap is across the chest. And coming back forward and back center. One more time to the left. Back hand comes down. Round and reach. Lift up and reach back. And taking it forward. and coming back center. And last time to the right, taking the hand down, reach, 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 coming back, open, 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 and coming back forward and back center. Good. So let's take these bands. So some people like to do a crisscross here, and you can certainly do that. That will also give you a little bit more challenge here. I'm just going to keep my band nice and flat and not do the crisscross today. And I want to find just a little bit of a choke up here. So from here, we're going to zip up nice and tight. There's two ways you can do the rows. It's going to be easier if you sit upright. You're going to add a little bit more challenge if you come back to a long lean. So you find yours. Gazes on the toes and 6 times. Elbows in tight. Squeeze those shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come back up if you took the lean. Good. So same thing for bicep curls. It's going to be easier if you're upright. It's going to be harder, a little bit more core intensive if you lean, but palms are going to turn up. And here we go. Elbows stay in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to come up. I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to pull this band back. Maybe coming down a little bit here. Triceps now. Go 1. Elbow stays in place and doesn't move. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And coming up. We're going to put the band to the side. We're going to go into roll downs and roll ups now. So if you need that little support in the low back, we will go ahead and bring that here. And I'm going to start this actually on my back. Good. So remember, these can be done with long legs. You can also do these with bending knees. Make sure you don't have any clothing bunched up there. Good. Inhale, zipping up nice and tight. Exhale. And come up. I'm going to keep going, but you are welcome to stop there at the seat. I'm going to keep that scoop as I go right into the next one. Maybe getting a nice little stretch here. Inhale, exhale. Lean up. You want to come up through center. You want to try to keep your feet on the floor. Sometimes they lift up a little bit. We get a little bit stronger. Good. Inhale, exhale. And coming up. Good. And coming back. And we will do one more. Inhale and coming forward. Good. Coming back up here. We're going to go into side series now. We're going to come back and bring that ring in for side series. And so I'm just going to kind of be on my left side to start, but you can be either side that you can see me or that works to begin. And I'm going to take that leg, that bottom leg right underneath here. You want to be up from the ankle. You don't want the ankle to be odd here. It won't be very comfortable. And I'm going to come down here. Good. And so you saw me just adjust my hips here. You want to be on the hip bone. You don't want to be back here. So both hip bones should be facing straight forward, nothing towards the ceiling. Good. Now I'm going to take my other leg in here. Good. You can be, up with a lift. You can be here. Wherever it is you're comfortable, whatever you do here, try to do the same thing on the other side when we get there so we train evenly. So I'm just going to be right here today, I think. Good. So I've got my hips coming forward. Knees and toes are also pointing forward. I'm zipped up and in. From the hip, I'm going to press in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Good. And take that leg out. Take it on top. Make sure that the ankle is not on that ring. Toes are pointing forward. And here we go. From the hip, we're going to press 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. and release. Let's do internal and external rotation. So this is heel toe. So I'm going to externally rotate from the hip, taking my heel forward. I'm going to use the ring as a guide to lift and internally rotate to take my toe back. So my hips aren't rocking around, but I'm rotating that femur and that leg from the inside part of the hip. Good. And toe, and heel, and toe, and heel. Good. Bend those knees, grab that ring for a moment. I'm just going to put it up here. Come onto the belly for prone. Prone. Good. So I'm just going to wiggle around here, and I want my legs to be about hip width apart. Starting with the hands under the shoulders, take them a little forward into the side. Everyone's going to do a little bit of a different swan here. It might be a baby, a medium, or a high swan. So just go to where your back and your shoulders will allow you. Rolling the shoulders back, zipping up that front body. Good. Don't go on to the next height till you've mastered the lower one. So no crunching in the back, no hanging in the shoulders. If that's all okay, you can take medium or high. And then we'll lower that back down with control. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Coming up into swan number 2. Good. Now, I said an exhale on the lift. There are days where I do better with the inhale on the lift and days I do better with the exhale on the lift. At the end of the day, find the breath pattern that works best for your body. Because at the end of the day, the only wrong way to breathe is not breathing at all. So just make sure you're breathing, and then we'll come down here. Good. Now, I'm going to make a little pillow with my hands and a wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We'll take this into a quad stretch. Now, you've got a band and a ring today. So if you are unable to reach back here, remember you can always take something. Just make sure that you're doing it to where it's comfortable and isn't going to cause you harm. Okay. And I'm going to, once I've got this, I'm going to really reach from the hip to the knee. That's going to deepen that stretch for me. We don't want any pain, numbness, tingling, or burning happening here. And we'll gently release with control. We'll take that to the other side. Good. So use whatever tool or yourself that you may need, reaching from the hip to the knee. And then we'll gently release. Coming down and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Single leg kick. So I'm going to come up here. Kind of think of it as a baby swan. So I'm up on my hands. Hands can be clasped or not, but I'm zipping up and in. I'm not hanging in the shoulders. When you do this work, it's like kick, kick, and lower. You want to squeeze the glute on that kick. Otherwise, this exercise is pretty pointless. So this is about the glutes, and we're going to kick, kick. So let's do this in a flex. And here we go. Kick, kick, lower. 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 Now, flex, point, lower. 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 Take it down. Take a child's pose. If you need to take a break from here, we are going to double leg stretch next. Now, for me personally, my shoulders are tight. Sometimes my wrists are tight as well, and I cannot comfortably bind back here without causing a lot of undue stress and discomfort. So I'm going to bring my band in here to make that easier for me. I'm going to fold my band in half. I'm just going to take this band right across the low back. And the closer you take the hands together, the harder you'll make it. Some people need to stay shoulder width apart. So you do you. Good. And I'm going to start here. Good. Right here, rolling the shoulders back, and I'm going to look to my right. So here we go. Kick, kick, reach and lift, and come down. Kick, kick, reach and lift, and come down. Kick, kick, reach and lift, and come down. And kick, reach and lift, and come down. Hands under the shoulders. We'll all take a child's pose here. And when we're ready, we're going to take our side series to the other side. So I'm just going to swing around this way. So do the opposite of what you did before. So now it's going to be my right leg that's going to be on the bottom. Good. I'll come down. Good. I'm going to try to do the same arm position that you did on the other side. Good. Both hips, knees, and toes are facing forward, and I'm zipped up. We're going to press in from the hip. We're going to go 6, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press, 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 and take that out on the top. Good. Make sure the ankle's not on the top of that ring. Pressing from the hip, zipping up through the abs. Here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And undo. Good. And when you're ready, good. Heel toe. So from the hip, heel, from the hip, toe, and external with heel, internal with the toe, also known as lateral with the heel, medial with the toe, and heel, and toe, and heel, and toe. One more time, and heel, and toe. Good. We're going to be done with all our props for today. Come onto your belly. Good. Find a plank that works best for your body. So that might be a forearm plank. It might be on the hands, might be knees down, might be up high. Find a plank that is good for you right now. Good. So I'm going to do my high plank. You're going to be protracted in the shoulders no matter what plank you're doing. So shoulders are going to be away from the ears. Still breathing. With bent knees, we're hinging the hips back. Good. Find a down dog here. Good. Find that nice stretch. Maybe walking the dog a little bit, getting into the feet. Really pressing from big toe to pinky toe mounds. And then once you're ready, good. I'm going to bend the knees here. I'm going to walk the hands back towards the feet. Really bending the knees. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Pressing from the feet and the legs as I come up here. Good. And we're going to take this into 2 Pilates push-ups. 2 Pilates push-ups. So it's easier if your hip width apart. It's harder if your legs are together, closer together. It's hardest with the V. So take your challenge, zipping up. Let's take the arms up. Big inhale. Exhale. Really scoop. So you're diving over that beach ball. Trying to keep the hips over the ankles as best as you can. Once you come down, walk that out. Find that plank, knees down or lifted. Elbows come straight back, halfway and push. And we'll take it back. Bent knees or long legs, stopping the hips over the ankles. Ears are by the biceps. Pressing down into the floor. Legs take the load. Coming up, we'll find a little bit of a back bend here. And we will do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Scoop, scoop, scoop. We're diving over that baseball. Coming all the way down. Walking it out. Finding your plank. Find the plank that suits you. Good. Little push-up. Taking it back. Good. And taking it up. Reach, reach, reach. Open, open, open. And coming down. Last little thing here we're going to do is a little bit of a toe balance. So for this one, I will encourage hip width apart. So from here, good. Zipping up. Good. And lift. Maybe arms come up. Maybe they come to the side. Good. Find that balance. Find that strength and power. Heels come down. Arms come down. Way to go. You made it through this Pilates Matwork class with band and ring, an old school Mary class. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you really soon. Bye-bye.